What is going on, guys? Good morning. We'll let some folks get logged in, um, and we'll get going here with a an update on the potential for not only extreme heat, but an outbreak possibly of severe weather, a widespread outbreak of severe weather across a large area, from Chicago to Milwaukee to Cedar Rapids and through portions getting down as far as St. Louis, Indianapolis. So a busy afternoon and evening incoming, with some significant risks of heat, major heat risks here out ahead for some heat exhaustion or some, just nasty, heavy, humid air. You guys probably feel it this morning. It's just a little nasty out there. So yes, good morning to all of you. We're gonna let some folks file in here, and we'll get going with the analysis at 7:40. So if you're watching this video and it's recording, it's going to be about 4 minutes in or so. We'll get into the analysis here for today. So share it with a friend, tag a friend, phone a friend, whatever you guys do with your friends nowadays. None of my business, but maybe just tell them that you're watching, so they know what's going on with the weather this morning. So let me get this shared on my Facebook page here, so I can share like I'm asking you guys to share. All right. Yeah. Good morning to all of you. Nice to see you guys. Morning there. Good morning from Iowa. Good morning, Ralph. Hope you're well. Yeah, one more minute and we'll get going with our discussion here, our analysis on the risk for severe weather tonight. So, yes, supposed to fly out of O'Hare tonight around 4:30. I don't know. It's be tough, be close. Keep an eye on the weather for sure. Yeah. So, all right, let's get my screen share going here, and so I can turn this on when we are ready. We're going to turn that off and go to current radar. All right. And it is 7:40. So let's get going here. I'm going to share my screen here over on the right side and get this up and running for you. So this is a look today, just kind of starting out. This is a look at basically our heat risk map for the day. All right. And anywhere you see that red, that is the essentially the category for major heat exhaustion, major heat risks to us out and about today. And what's crazy is there's basically 90 million people at risk for some, just heat to be a little bit more of a factor than usual. It's not the hottest thing you've ever seen in your life. It's not the hottest weather, ever, that's going to boil you to death or anything. But stay hydrated, stay cool if you're outside, and keep in mind significant heat ahead of this front. That's also going to allow for some instability to build out ahead of this. Some significant energy instability is another word for energy, for fuel for storms. Okay, so that is what that's what we're talking about here today. This is a look at the heat indices this afternoon, and you can see multiple folks up and down the eastern seaboard. 105 degree plus feels like temperature, that apparent temperature on the skin. Along with dew point temperatures in the low to even mid 70s, even upper 70 degree dew points at times. But look at that, Philly down to Washington over towards Norfolk, getting up to 108 degree feel like temp there, 97 Indy, 102 in Evansville, 106 degree feel like temp down there in Dallas. So again, 90 million people in the major risk for some heat this afternoon ahead of a potentially widespread outbreak of severe weather, which is what I want to get into and talk about with you. So this is a look this morning at radar, okay? And we do have a cluster of thunderstorms already ongoing and developing, a pretty nasty cluster of storms out there across Iowa this morning. Couple of tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings, a ton of lightning here across the area, probably seeing a significant light show out ahead of this cluster of thunderstorms. This is kind of the morning development of this, the morning round. We're going to watch additional development later today and this evening that is going to have the potential to really primarily produce a significant swath or widespread area of damaging wind gusts in excess of probably 70 miles per hour. So this current wave's moving through. Now, again, we don't want to get too, we don't want to sleep on this, if you will. This wave certainly going to have the potential to put down a widespread swath of damaging wind. Generally, this wave out in Iowa that will be coming here later this evening. I need to refresh my page here. Sorry, guys. Get this. Generally, this wave out here in Iowa that's moving across the area is responsible for potentially 70-mile-per-hour winds. It's moving east at, if I'm reading this correctly, I want to get some timing on moving east at 70 miles per hour. It is cooking. I'm going to turn the lightning off and time this out for you. This matters for later. It matters for weather downstream. So if you're watching, you're like, I'm from Indy, what's the forecast? I understand. This matters for later. There's a new warning coming out right now. We'll see the new 70-mile-per-hour winds moving east at 65 miles per hour. So what we'll do for these folks that are out ahead of this is we'll put a timer on this, a storm track, and we'll put it 65, and we'll color it here in the blue, and just get a timing on this general MCS here this morning, the arrival of these gusts of wind here that could be, again, upwards of 70 miles per hour. So over the next, we'll take it out to the next couple hours here. And again, I want you to keep in mind, these are going to be displayed in Eastern time, but this is Central time. You want to deduct an hour. So, if you're in Cedar Rapids, it's 8:55. I mean, it's booking. If you're in Des Moines, it's 7:11. If you're in Mount Pleasant, Iowa, down there, southeast Iowa, it's 9:03. But you can see, again, this thing cooking to the east. By the way, a lot of you have the ability to do this on your own inside the BAM weather application. You can also plot and track the storm speed intensity. Look at this thing down here. I mean, this is pretty gnarly. All right. This is a tornado warning. And there's been a kind of an ongoing theme here of a tornado warning throughout this particular version of this or portion of this line. And also look at some of the DBZs down here near Bedford. Pretty significant. I mean, almost a 70 DBZ being picked up. So this is a strong line of storms. Again, it is loaded with electricity and lightning, and it's kind of the precursor to what's going to be coming later across further east into northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, eventually into Indiana as well. Going to be a pretty nasty evening for that. So let's get over to the analysis of this. Okay. Currently, what we have in the severe risk department is an enhanced risk. All right. The enhanced risk covers portions of eastern Iowa, northeastern Missouri, in here through all of north central Illinois, and northern Indiana and Michigan. After just some discussion this morning, here's what we believe to be the case. We do believe an upgrade to a moderate risk is probably likely somewhere in here. Okay. And this is going to come from really damaging winds, potentially a widespread area, multiple damaging wind reports out of this, give or take an area or two. But I think we're going to be looking at the potential to upgrade this risk. This is where the wind risk is right now. And you can kind of see, I think we're going to add another color here or another significance level to the potential for widespread damaging wind swath. Now, it'll be a large squall line. This is all ahead of a very big cold front that is going to knock out all of this heat and humidity that we've been dealing with. It's been honestly horrible. It's been hot, but the front will knock all of this out. Okay, let's take a look at this. So here we are this morning. I chose the latest run of the RRFS computer model. It's doing pretty good initially, and anytime it's doing decent initially, I like to use them because it helps me think they have a good handle on things. Whether or not we agree or disagree, it's another discussion. But you can see there's current radar, there's current RFS. It's doing pretty good, right? You can see the timestamp top right for analysis. And again, we watched this one come through. I'm going to switch to my uh, composite. There we go. We see this thing coming through Iowa this morning. It's plowing through, right? As we go throughout the afternoon, we see that kind of start to organize. We're going to pause here. This is 4 p.m. Eastern. So again, 3 p.m. Central. We can see this line becoming ominous, really, rather interesting looking. And where you see these purple, these magenta circles around, we're looking at strong updrafts, strong simulated, guidance in strong storms with sustained updrafts, and basically an indicator that the storms are going to be severe is what that kind of tells us from the weather modeling. Note out in the mid-Atlantic as well, because we do have a risk out there for severe weather in the mid-Atlantic. Okay. Um, Especially across portions of Pennsylvania, Virginia, West Virginia, as well as these cells fire up out ahead. Let's take this forward. Here's 5 Eastern, 6 Eastern. Note the development out ahead. Big concert tonight in the Chicago area, Mumford and Sons. We're actively talking with the clients up there, advising pushing that back or getting not doing that. But notice the supercell development out ahead of the main line of storms here this evening. Those could be responsible for producing some tornadoes out ahead. And then again, you just look at the nature of this, the organization, the colored purple lines around this. It's a nasty look tonight at 5 p.m. Central across north central Illinois, and probably responsible for multiple 70 plus mile per hour wind gusts out ahead of this. So yeah, some supercell development is possible out ahead. There's no question. We'll go forward a little bit, and again, you can see the line really covering a large area from western Michigan all the way through portions of Missouri, down all the way into Oklahoma. If you look up the term serial derecho, it's something like that. This will probably be a line responsible for producing severe weather reports across a very large area in terms of a width of miles. Hundreds of miles of severe weather reports, wind reports are going to be likely with this. It's not a tornado outbreak. While there can be tornadoes, probably somewhere in here, it's not an outbreak of tornadoes. It's an outbreak of damaging straight line winds. That's what it can be an outbreak of. Absolutely. Um, but that's kind of the thought process right now. Again, that's 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Going forward, we'll pause it at 10. And again, it's still getting the job done. It tries to develop a few isolated cells out ahead here in Indiana, even. And looking at the environment out ahead, if we look at the profile, the skew T environment, it's not out of the question that can happen. We have a significant uh, level of CAPE, if you will. We have decent lapse rates. The supercell parameters up a little bit. It's not impossible to get a couple of cells out ahead of this tonight. But the main line, this is 10 p.m. Okay, so give or take an hour at this distance. All right, this is a 10 p.m. location from Lansing to Fort Wayne, Kokomo, just west of Indy, Terre Haute, there north of Evansville, Carbondale, Illinois, and then getting down into southeastern Missouri into the Boot Heel, Fayetteville up there in Arkansas. This is the rough 10 p.m. location Eastern time. Okay, 9 p.m. Central to keep in mind. Behind it, you're rushing in drier air, you're rushing in cooler air, and no instability. So the storm threat as the line passes is gone. We don't have backside storm threat risks behind this because of the drier, less humid, less moist air working in behind it. You can see the dew point temperatures that crash with it. I mean, tomorrow afternoon, across much of the area is going to feel dramatically different than how it feels today. You're going from a 75-degree dew point to a 55-degree dew point. It's going to feel amazing out there. So, but again, that's the line coming through. We think it keeps its intensity until around 11 p.m. or so, maybe midnight. It will start to dramatically lose intensity as it gets east of Indy and approaches, say, areas like Dayton, Cincinnati, Louisville, Evansville, as it starts to work further south, the line, the forcing is exiting the area. The main area of low pressure, it starts to get too far north of the where the thunderstorm development is. So we kind of lose the forcing, if you will. The lifting mechanism pulls north. The storms start to just phase out. Okay, heating of the day is gone. So I think the severe risk largely exits or goes down dramatically anywhere probably south of this particular line, give or take. I mean, it's tough, but south of this line, it's the severe risks are much lower than if you were, say, obviously up in here as this thing comes through. Again, roughly, we're looking at. We'll go back to the latest guidance here. We're looking at roughly 4 p.m. Central there, 5 p.m. Central. Here's 7 Eastern now, 8 Eastern, 9 Eastern, 10 Eastern, 11 p.m. Eastern time. So that's the current thought process. Again, the potential for the Storm Prediction Center to expand the risk, its moderate risk, is relatively high. I think we are going to see that, uh, um, you know, um, happen here with later outlooks today based on what we're seeing. Another way to look at this to see where the most intense severe weather is anticipated is our updraft helicity swaths. And this kind of tells us the concentration of the most intense thunderstorm development noted. And again, that's where we think if there's going to be a moderate risk, it's probably going to be somewhere in here. But you have these other locations of, again, you can still have severe weather in here. I think the bigger risk as you're getting down into places like Fort Wayne, Kokomo, Indy, Urbana, Springfield, possibly Bloomington, St. Louis is the storm is starting to outflow. It's starting to weaken. So we're getting some of the collapsing being possible where those storms can potentially um, be on their beginning phases of dissipating, but the collapsing of the air from the upper level of the atmosphere being pushed down can cause straight line wind gusts. Example, last night in Indy, we had a 55-mile-per-hour wind gust with barely any rain because the line was weakening dramatically as it came through. So, um, that's the analysis right now. For those of you that do not have the BAM weather application, we will be putting nowcasts out, forecast insights, videos, um, location specific alerts. All will be coming out to your devices. If you want to get access to it, the sign up link is in the comments and it is here. You can scan the QR code as well to get access if you're not already a client of BAM weather. You can do so now. Okay, we do have an application. We're not just a Facebook page. I don't know if you knew that or not, but wanted to make sure you did. So, with that said, I will take some questions if anyone has them. Um, yeah, I'll go through some timing options if you would like. If you have questions that I that you don't get answered, you can go back through the analysis at a later time here and check out what I have to say. So I will look at some comments here and see what we got. Good morning. Where is the video of the computer in the road? Well, we decided that maybe it's about it might be worth some money, so throwing it out in the road may not have been a good idea. So, tornado threat for Indy. I mean, it's not zero. You could have an isolated tornado warning or two tonight. I would say there's a 2 to 5% chance within 25 miles of a point. Graduation open houses this weekend. How's the weather? I think you'll be good. I think you'll be good for graduation open houses. This is later. This is later. Yeah, this is tonight at, 9, 10, 11 o'clock tonight. Yes. Toledo probably going to reach there around midnight or so. Um, maybe a little later, somewhere around midnight. You're not landing at 11 o'clock in Indy. I'm sorry. Plan for something different. That's not going to happen, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't think it's a flooding risk per se. I think it's, I mean, can there be heavy rain? Sure, but it's not necessarily a risk of flooding I'm worried about tonight. Thank you, Joey. Appreciate that. Thank you, Nancy. Good morning from Indy. Hello. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, if you have questions, shoot them in the comments here. I'm sure we'll answer them throughout the day, and we'll be back. We'll be back later, depending on what we do with the outlooks. We may come back for another live update here this afternoon before the storms get here. But you can see I've been letting the timing of this loop while I talk for estimated timing of arrival here tonight and again tomorrow. I can't stress enough how much nicer it's going to be. Zach Wallace, handicap under 20 yet? I'm tracking at an 18.5 to a 19, Zach, right now. So we're getting there. We got to get the 120 to 70 yard game improving. The drives and the putts they're pretty good, but my chips and stuff are just, it's like every other third one's good. It's a real disaster. So why has the wind been so strong the past few months? It's spring, it's warm, I don't know, active. It's always windy in the spring. If it's warm, it's windy in the spring. It's just how it is. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. I don't play disc golf. No, I don't. Martinsville is going to get hit tonight, I think around 10 or 11, Joyce. So just be ready. Yep. Little overnight rain to soften up the greens tomorrow, Alec. I'm down for that. I'm playing 18 tomorrow, so I'm ready. Tornado possible in Whiteland, Indiana. I mean, it's not out of the question. I'm more worried about damaging winds tonight. But again, there's 11 p.m. coming through central Indiana. So the Natural Indiana is this weekend. Are you competing? No, I'm not. But one of my best friends runs that show. I'm no longer eligible to compete in that show, but it's an amazing show, and I know it's going to be I think they're anticipating a big one this weekend. So excited to see who shows up and how they look. I mean, maybe some hail. Definitely. I think, what we're going to really notice tonight is a lot of lightning and wind. That's really the two things we're probably going to be saying, oh, wow, there's a lot of that tonight, Thank you for that. The new building is exciting. It's they're moving and grooving over there. This time next year, we'll be live streaming from our own building. So what atmospheric factors are contributing most to the weather we're expecting tonight? High levels of instability and moisture, I guess. Upper level winds are strong too, 70, 75 miles per hour. So a couple of things. Well, I mean, if you see the map right there, Brandon, it's hitting Muncie at 10 or 11. So I think you're still in the running for a severe thunderstorm risk tonight. I would say Vinny medium. You can't rule them out up there in Northern Illinois by any means. Um, uh, so sorry, these comments. Uh, where can subscribers see videos in the app? Where the videos are? I don't know. I don't know what you mean. You go to your location and you click video. That's where you get them. And Brett's got one out from this morning. Okay. Um, and also in the chat down at the bottom right, I sent this out to the customers about the live link. That's the live link right now, so you can go there as well. Yeah, tie that grill down. I am blind. I am blind. I can't see that map. Is it going to hit Columbus, Indiana late tonight? Yes, I think so. Around 10 or 11 p.m. is the Columbus arrival ETA. You can become a member by clicking the link in the comments or scanning the QR code. You can sign up. Thank you, Vinny. I appreciate that. It's started the business 14 years ago. The idea for a building was about 4 or 5 years ago. So Benton County has youth softball league games where we see storms. I think you'll get the games in before the storms arrive tonight. Yes, the winds are coming from the west. That would be correct. Just wind, Travis. Watching for wind, my friend. Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that nice comment right there. The app has been worth it. Notifications are great. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, check it out. Yeah, Nancy, it will. We'll have backup power, solar power, storms. Yeah, we'll have it all. We'll be ready to rock and roll there. Be tough to knock us out. We hope. We hope. All right, guys, this has been fun. I appreciate you all coming in and hanging out this morning. We are going to keep an eye on things here for sure. Latest outlooks, data, and we will keep you posted for sure. If you want to get updates much quicker than me coming on random lives and whatnot and going live, make sure you get the BAM Weather app. The link's in the comments, or you can scan up there in the QR code, and we will keep you all posted.